Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our Being Elementary Data Chat.
Prior to going into the data chat, I'll work with the principal to talk through her instructional priorities and see what things that her and her ILT team may need to dive deeper and look at and tweak a little bit.
We are going to be walking you through today what's our story here at Being Elementary School.
During the data chat, we look at the state of the school. We analyze the state assessment data and any other pertinent data like the KPI data that they use to monitor the metrics to reach their long-term and short-term goals throughout the school year.
So we know that with our early literacy, we have a lot of work to do.
In our district, we're looking at the ABCs, the attendance, the behavior, and the core instruction and how the students progress towards meeting the course performance goals.
So whenever we look at our school grade data, we did go up.
We also look at celebrations and highlights.
For our overall gains for reading, we had 51% of our students make gains in literacy and then 61% made gains in math.
And we look at what strategy we may make suggestions as an ALT team.
How are you ensuring that your teachers truly understand the standard, the conceptual side of the standard, and not that it's just about activities?
Going back to our instructional priority of being sure that every child has a learning task that is aligned to where they're accessing the standard.
Or instruction may be a root cause. How can our ALT team or our Area 5 academic coaches come in to provide planning support with your teachers?
This allows us to be very targeted in our instructional priorities. So what are our school goals, which then leads to our radar plan, which is our professional development plan for our teachers. So by looking at data and by having data always at the forefront, we as building leaders are better able to make instructional decisions that will have the greatest positive impact on our data.
So we may talk about specific interventions that are put in place to help accomplish and meet the student needs based on how we personalize and meet the student needs right where they are.
How do you know who ELL and ESC students are when you walk in a classroom?
We may talk about some support that we can fold in as a district, like we have academic coaches, we have our PD liaison that can come in and support them, and I can support them with walkthroughs during the classroom. So we kind of talk through their needs, we talk through ways to support that, and then we just kind of analyze what are the next steps and drill down to the root causes as to why their data is where it is.
We have been very heavily using that data this year in terms of how are we servicing those students in addition to servicing all students. We are looking at demographic data this year in a very different way that we have in the past. With our Hispanic students, we had an 18-point increase. We actually saw a decrease with our Black students, which is very concerning for us. We realized that that was something that we really needed to do to be able to provide very targeted strategies and interventions with some of our lowest performing students.
The expected outcome is for students to learn the standards that they need and for teachers to deliver that standards-based instruction to help the students get there.
At the end of the day, we need to make sure that we do have 100% of our students who are making gains. And so by better understanding the data, we as building leaders are better able to support our teachers as well as supporting our students.